What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is part 4 of the GTR build series. Guys, we have a little change of plans yet again. So we took the head off to change the head gasket. That's here. Haven't done that yet, but we are gonna go ahead and actually pull the block out. Yes, pull the block out, because you know there's an RB, and RBs suffer from oil pump issues. Oil pumps fail, so my buddy, he's with reason, he's paranoid, doesn't want it to fail, you know, with all his work. And you know, we put it on the dyno or just driving around, hit it in the wrong place and the oil pump fails, and gotta do it all over again. So we just kind of just threw the idea out there, you know. The axle boots got to get done. So in order to change these, the axles need to come out. The axles, they're pretty bad. I don't think you can see it from up here, but the boots, they're leaking grease everywhere. So they gotta get serviced. We've been watching the video. They're not the easiest thing to work on, so we'll probably take them off and take them somewhere to get the boots installed and, you know, service or not. But yeah, they gotta come out, and they're not the easiest thing to come out, especially the right side of the car. There's a whole not a whole process, but it's kind of tight in there, and it kind of, this side it's like with a snap ring, and it comes out with you kind of have to pry it out of there, so it's tight. Remember, this side is just I believe it has like 6 bolts, and it just kind of comes out like the rear diff on the Supra. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with the axle first. Once we have that out, then we'll start working our way in there, see what needs to be removed. Should be pretty straightforward. Hopefully we don't need to remove the transmission, and we can leave the transmission on the car. That will be a major you know, relief if we don't have to pull the transmission down on this thing, because it's, you know, obviously the all-wheel drive, it's a beast. If it was a V160, man, I would have taken that thing down a long time ago and just pulled this motor out already. But these RBs, man, they're not the funnest things to work on. I want to say RBs, but GTRs in general, man. I'm not sure if the GTR, the R34 has more space than the 32s or 33s, but if it's any tighter than this, man, I can't imagine, you know, who does this kind of work, man. But yeah, guys, anyway, let me not bore you anymore with the talking. Let's go straight to lifting up the car and start putting. I'm gonna start with the worst side first and see how bad it is, you know. Alright, so let's see what we got to work with here. As you can see, that's the boot that I was telling you guys that it's bad and needs to be replaced. You can see the grease kind of spewing out of there all over the place. Here, I haven't even gotten in here deep yet, so what I'm thinking is we can, I guess this whole, you know, the whole knuckle here needs to come out, like tilt forward, so I can have access to pull the shaft out. Alright, so this is where we're at so far. This is the steering. Actually came out pretty good. We don't have to beat on it too hard. That's from here. I took this bottom part of the suspension off. This one up here and it's pretty. Oh, and the end link over here on the sway bar. It looks like it's pretty loose now. All I have is this, but maybe it's enough flex for it to go down, and I could just pull it up. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this nut here already. So. Well, honestly, there was not much axle left. The CV joint just literally just came out, just popped out of there. So it's definitely seen better days. Let's go ahead and get that stub out of there now. All right, so for the stub that's left in there, I actually just finished watching the Speed Academy video. Shout out to them. You actually got to remove this top plug here. And then look for the end shaft of the stub. You can see it's goes in straight over here. Look for it and then shove a screwdriver in there and then hammer it in, and that's gonna separate a little bit. Then you have to hammer it out. Well, you can definitely see it was a little over on oil. So this is supposed to be the fill line, from my understanding. So in here, I'm not sure if you can see it with the line. With the light, I'm sorry. The spider gear is in there. And you're supposed to wedge the screwdriver in between that so it can help you kind of pop it out of there. So let's figure out how that goes. Thank you, YouTube. Man, I would have never figured that out. So yeah, that obviously did work. What a complicated little bastard for it. Come on. Alright. Whoop, that sensor here. I'm gonna have to take apart this caliper now. Alright. Here it is. This is the side that we wedged in there with the flathead. And after that, she was all said and done. But check that out, man. Not only the boot was done, but the whole axle was done. Good things are taking these apart. All right, so we are gonna be taking off the left side now. Finally, right side is done. So let's go ahead and take this side off and see what else we need to do. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the axle here. On this side, you can see it's what is it? 2, 4, 6 bolts. They just cross through, so this side's a lot easier. This side, just literally, you can just take it off with the screws. You don't have to pry it out or look for the stub anywhere. All right, got all 6 bolts out. Whoop, that was easy. All right, so let's go ahead and drop this thing, take that axle out, and we're done with the axle side. Then we'll jump on the bell housing and the shaft for the front differential. All right, so I'm here under the car, kind of familiarizing myself with this setup here. So this is the shaft from the transmission to the front diff. So those 4 got to come out. We can take away the slave, pull up the fork, and then here are the bolts for the transmission, or bell housing, I'm sorry. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to just pull this out forward when it's all said and done. I don't see nothing really blocking it. There's a little space, like, you know, maybe you have to move it, slide it forward. That should clear the transmission, and then probably up it should go. That is the nut for the engine mounts. There's only one, the other one's a guide. So yeah, let's just go with the flow, guys, and see if we can get this short block out of here without pulling this massive transmission off. All right, little update here, guys. Been just stripping everything down, man, that I see connected to the motor or the short block. Took out the AC. This is loose down here, so we don't have to do the lines. Power steering's off here to the side. Did the cooling hoses back there, they're all here. I'm doing the bell housing, the top bell housing bolts now. You can see obviously the head's off, so it's easy, but if that thing was on, there's no way getting to those. So that would probably cause, I mean, that would probably be a reason to bring down the chassis before the block, or the motor, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can tell we have a lot more clearance due to the head not being there. If not, that would not be easy to get to. But yeah, just kind of got a couple more screws for the bell housing. I got to do the starter over there and see what lines are connected, and hopefully she'll come right out. All right, happy Saturday to you guys. Been away from the GTR for about a week. I finished last week and didn't continue on the whole engine or short block removal process, but here is where we're at so far. Everything's removed, yeah, even the engine mounts here. But I've been watching a couple videos, and they say as I strap it up to get it lifted up, I'm actually gonna undo it from the actual block, so it's easier to slide out, because if not, you have to do all this lift to get it out of this bolt here. But from what I've seen, it's easier to actually take out the mount off the block, so we might as well just try that. As far as like hook points, I got these straps. I'm gonna strap it around the block, lower the car maybe a little bit, and try to lift it up with the engine hoist, and it should come out hopefully with you know, with minor issues or no issues at all. I also went ahead and drained the engine oil that I hadn't done, and the diff fluid, because since the axle's out, once you start tilting the motor back, all the fluid starts to come out. I saw it on some guy's video, and he said he made a huge mess that he wished he would have drained it before. So got ahead of that, drained both diff and oil, which, by the way, man, this thing is beyond black. I guess he hadn't done his oil change in a long time. And then of course, obviously, we have a typical South Florida weather. It's raining. We are here, strapped up, ready to go. So got the two straps to run the transfer case, so should be pretty sturdy. Try to put it as much in the middle as I could. Got the little helper here. Careful, buddy. I did this side. I took this bracket off only, so let me give it a couple pumps, see what it does.
I mean, I'm holding it.
Okay, no toque, no toque.
I'm not doing it. Oye, ¿y si no lo ayudo?
Díselo, we get the engine.
Ah. ¿Tú lo estás ayudando?
Sí.
¿O tú
We
estás
gotta
oyendo?
get eso.
Ah, mira eso, sí.
We got a lot of S's.
Hay que arreglarlo.
Sí, we gotta get the
Bueno,
eso.
vamos a hacer. Cargarlo para arriba, entre los dos, sí, para arriba.
¿Cómo está? También.
What I got with it?
Mira, trata de muerto.
Damn.
Cuidado que la mano la punta atrás.
Oh, damn.
No, camino para allá, para arriba. Ok, espérate, déjame cogerlo. Danny, get out. Danny, get out.
¿Dónde vamos?
Damn. That was so funny. Watermelon. Oh. Bingo! We did it! Woo! Let's go! Look at this. Guys, damn. This is all we are so cool!
Alright, hold on, don't touch it.
Okay.
I want to get your hand. Careful. Take your hand up.
Okay. Wait, stop. Yeah. No, wait.
Oh,
You.
no, it's not connected. Alright, let's finish taking this thing.
Okay, let's leave this GTR here. That's his.
Alright, look, let's take all this stuff out of here.
Okay. I got this. And I got this.
Alright, let's bring it down. Alright, dude, we got it.
Yeah, bro, let's go, dude. Let's go.
Alright, here, let me get that. Alright, so finally this thing's out, man. So I'm not sure in the time I was gonna capture it, but I was like a good 2 hours trying to separate the. Careful, Bobby. There's oil everywhere. You saw that I even drained the oil, and look how much. Well, that's from the jack. Hey, careful. Look, there's oil. There's still engine oil and stuff not coming out, but yeah, you can still, even with the cleaning I did, man. Look how dirty it is over here. Oh man, look at that. There's my 10mm I was looking for. Woo! Wow. Man, how did this thing get here? Oh my god, how did it get here? Give me a screwdriver.
Okay, bro.
Wow. And it had, no, a small one. Look, the yellow one.
Oh yeah.
The yellow one, no, that one. That one, there you go. Yeah, here. Oh, what are the odds, man? You always see these funny videos of people losing their 10mm. Look at this. 10mm. I had lost it. Look where it landed, man. That's crazy. I thought I lost this thing. Look where it landed. Well, anyway, so back to what I was getting at. So what was holding it up was the fork there. It has a clip on the release bearing that you got to push in, which is right here. This thing, I guess, when it gets like, when it has pressure the wrong way, it pops out. So you have to like pry a screwdriver in there and pop it back in so it can get out. But yeah, man, this thing's finally out. Not bad for the first time, I guess. Working on the GTR in the backyard, guys. Nothing special. No lift, nothing. Just some fancy air jacks that the owner actually brought. Yes, you know, look, my buddy's got his GTR here, right?
Yeah, this is my car. This thing is bad.
Yeah, guys, picked up a little bit. Had time to kind of just gather myself because this thing was driving me crazy trying to get that fork out of the transmission that was kept on binding with the motor in the transmission. I couldn't get them separated, so glad that's finally done. I'm gonna go ahead now and degrease the engine bay a little bit. I'm not gonna record that, that's gonna be boring. I had cleaned it, remember, on the top side, but down there you can obviously see it's full of grease from all the boots and stuff, coolant, and look at that. Just all that dirt, just been there for years, man. So anyway, you know the reason for the short block or block, whatever you want to call it, coming out is obviously now that we're here, we're going to change the clutch. That's going to get replaced. The gear on the oil pump, you guys know that's an RB failure point, so we are going to be replacing it with the PRP gears that they make for the RB26 with the guide, obviously. And I know there's like a specific video on this that Herman and Jay did for, it was like I think Javier's 1500 horsepower RB motor, and they talk about this oil pump installation on how to install the gear. So I'm gonna be looking at that. I gotta remove the oil pan, and then to get access to those bottom bolts, kind of like the 2J, to remove the oil pump and in there and get all the, you know, get to the gear in there. Obviously, now that we're out here, we're gonna clean the block as much as we can, give it a nice coat of paint so it goes back in there looking a little fresh. And yeah, so that's the game plan. I'm happy now, man, because I believe we got to the end of it. As far as taking stuff apart, you know, there's from here on, there's nothing else we could take up to this car. Luckily, the transmission's staying in there. From what I saw, it is going to be a little complicated to put it in there. You know, I'm going to need somebody else. You know, it's taking it off one person. It wasn't crazy bad, but putting it in there with one person, it might be a little complicated. So definitely going to try to have another set of hands here when I'm putting it in. So, as you saw in the time lapse, got it scrubbed down as best as I could. At least I did it like 3 or 4 times. The transmission, you could definitely tell it's a lot cleaner. That thing was black. Hey, shh, quiet. You can tell it's a lot cleaner. The grease out of the leaky axles, cleaned it out. Did the wheel wells. Now everything's out too. So yeah. I'll go with a little rag later on and kind of touch it up, but for the most part, all the big stuff, all the heavy stuff is all out, so should be a lot better. All right, guys, I'm gonna close out the engine removal video, or part 4, I believe, of the series. I'm gonna close it out here. For the next one, I'm not sure what I might capture the, you know, removing the oil pan and whatnot. Probably just something quick, nothing too fancy. And then maybe just start dropping it back in when the clutch gets here. And yeah, we are going to be putting it back the same way that we took it out. I cannot put it back together as a full motor, which will be nice, but space wise, it's not going to happen, guys. It needs to go back the same way. It needs to go back as a short block, you know, clutch, and then little by little, you know, head gasket, then the head, and, you know, then intake, then turbo. So the exact same motor that we have taken it off, it needs to go exactly back. So we're not going to be able to cut corners, which sucks, but it is what it is. All right, guys, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later, guys.